Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone is the world leader and the American champion in the 400 meter. That is a race that she ran without any hurdles. As far as I'm concerned, she's already gotten bored of running the 400 hurdles anyway, essentially by herself. And the question now is not can Sydney win the Open 4 at the World Championships. Just about anybody with internet access could figure out that she could. But will she do it? And how fast will she go when it happens? She is already the greatest women's 400 meter hurdler that the world has ever seen. And there is no debate to be had about that. But if she can keep this up, in the 400 meter dash, she can write the final chapter on a book that she started writing ever since she stepped foot on a track. So here is a hot take. Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone is the greatest women's track athlete of the modern era. And depending on how you look at it, she won't need to keep running much longer to retire as the greatest of all time. And this is why. Every athlete who is truly great shows flashes of that brilliance long before they ever dominate the entire world. At the high school level, Sydney McLaughlin was the most dominant high school athlete that we've ever seen in the internet age. It's too much to rattle off all of her accomplishments, and by now you probably know some of them. She was an Olympian before her senior year of high school, but you could sum up her high school career this way. Sydney McLaughlin was the Gatorade Female Athlete of the Year twice while she was in high school. Notice, I didn't say anything about a sport, because she was the #1 athlete for all the sports in their eyes. And she's the only athlete, male or female, to win the award twice. That is a list with names like LeBron James and Allison Felix. That is why Sports Illustrated asked the question if she was the most dominant girls' high school athlete of all time. Sydney could have gone pro after that, but chose to go to college. She only ran at the University of Kentucky for one season, but was perhaps the most versatile collegiate athlete we'd ever seen. She dominated the 400 hurdles outdoors while breaking the collegiate record, which was to be expected. But she also finished second at the NCAA Indoor 400 and fourth overall in the Indoor 200. You have to keep in mind that her only real goal at that time was to prepare to become an Olympic gold medalist in the 400 hurdles. So her performance in those events were essentially just practice runs. Sydney had already been so good for so long, particularly in the 400 hurdles, that we've seemed to forget that she's still only 23 years old right now. She went back-to-back as the Olympic champion and the world champion in that event and broke her own world record when she did it. In fact, the last time she actually lost a hurdle race was when the woman who beat her broke the world record to do it. That was way back in 2019, when she was only 19 years old herself. And even then, she was only 400ths of a second off of the world record. To become the GOAT, you have to be the best and also beat the best. Sydney said it herself, the great ones have to challenge themselves. She could dominate the 400 hurdles for years to come, but that would be boring for her and for us as fans. The harsh reality is that Sydney is no longer capable of honestly winning a 400 hurdle race. The only thing that she can actually do is fail to win it. And we've never actually known how fast she could run in the 400 meter dash, cause she didn't even know. She never tried hard enough. But she's putting in the work now, and the results are clear. She is the best of the best. Nobody in the world right now is faster, and she's still just getting warmed up. But the world record might as well be a mile away right now. Cause I wasn't there, but I hear a lot went down in the 1980s in track and field. And the record that we're looking at in the women's 400 is still standing from 1985, but I'm putting an asterisk on that one. Sydney's legacy as one of the greatest to ever do it is already cemented in history. She could retire today and always make any top 10 list in track and field. And it's almost a foregone conclusion that she's gonna win a 400-meter title at the world level, if not now, at some point in the future. Allow me to make myself very clear. Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone is the greatest women's track athlete, arguably, of all time. But if she can even get close to the world record in the 400, we can take that word arguably out of the sentence. She would be the GOAT, point blank period, and there would be almost no argument you could make to convince me otherwise.